Week 47 it is on EconoChat. Let's talk business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. A warm welcome to everyone listening right now. This is the Power Station Energy 100 with myself, Elsaby. And today we are talking something very interesting. And a lot of people would probably have a very negative idea around climate change. But that is not what we will be discussing today. We will not give you definitions. We will not tell you how climate change does impact us on a daily, but we will be talking about how it does affect Africa, and also what Africa needs in order to, make this work, because we have heard, Mr. Daniel Steinman, how African leaders have been, criticizing how the Western countries does not give enough finance for us to actually work around climate change.
Elsaby, you are very correct. The amount of money, the type of investment that we're talking about to make the slightest dent in mitigation of climate change. Remember, it's not about climate change. Climate changes all the time. It's about mitigating the negative impact of a warming globe. This is what it boils down to. So the type of money that we're talking about is really mind-boggling.
It is.
And you will see on that little note that I wrote for you, the IFC, the International Finance, what are they called? International Finance Commission or something. It's part of the World Bank. They just released a study yesterday for the COP27 meeting in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Their estimate is we need about $100 billion US dollar in Africa between now and 2040, and that's only 18 years away. So if you think back 18 years ago, it's about halfway through our independence. It's not a very long time. So $100 billion US dollar, I almost want to be banal and say, where the hell are we going to get $100 billion? To put it into context, it is 1,000 billion Namibia dollars, or 2,000 billion Namibia dollars. So it's 2 billion Namibia dollars. It's 2 trillion Namibia dollars. I don't have the capacity to picture that in my mind. That it's an enormous amount of money.
It is.
So what they say, the sentiment that is coming out of the meeting is that there is an obligation on the West to assist Africa, the financing. And it doesn't need to be loans or loans only, and it doesn't need to be grants only. It'll probably be a mixture of some money that we have to borrow and some money that we are basically given specifically for projects that can be replicated across the whole continent. And this is another point that's been standing out for me from the Sharm el-Sheikh discussions that I've been reading the last couple of days. Elsaby, the average non-African has got absolutely no idea what the size of the continent is. And part of this distortion is because you look at the map, and there's Africa in the middle, and Asia at the top right, and North America top left, and South America bottom left, and Australia and part of Asia bottom right. Do you know that it's called a Mercator projection, the way that they make a map flat? And there's quite a bit of science behind it, because the Earth is not flat. It's round, So how do you take a ball and show it on a flat surface if you want to show the whole thing? Not just one half of it. So what it does, it distorts the size of the continent relative to other continents. So Africa is actually much, much bigger compared to the others than what you see on a flat map. So what it tends to cause is that non-Africans, people outside the continent, have this distorted idea that Africa is just another little country. So, and you also find this in the way that they approach us and in the policies that they make. That they've got very little regard for the fact that Africa is one of the biggest continents.
Very true.
And that you have to, for 1 billion people to live like we do in Africa on the continent, you have to have a big territory. But it at first glance, you don't see it.
Okay, you don't see that. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we will, of course, talk more in regards to COP27 and climate change, and, of course, how this affects Africa.